Hello again. This is a chance we have to give you an update, and as you can see, it is Casual Friday, and I hope you are taking advantage of the ability to dress down a little bit if you're used to going to work and having to dress up. As you can see, this is a shirt I got. I registered, as well as Rosie registered, for a 6K in order to help people from World Vision to provide water. 6K is an unusual race distance, but it is the distance people in third world countries walk in order to get water. Not necessarily clean water, just water. And so it is a virtual race, and therefore it probably won't be canceled. For that, I am grateful. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to give you some updates as we know them. And so, as you can tell, things change, but this is what we know. Sunday, we will have a service. It will be online. You'll be able to access it either through an email we'll be sending out or on Facebook. It'll actually be on YouTube at some point, which means it'll be placed on our church website. We're suggesting everyone at 10 a.m. link to it so that, again, we can worship together as a congregation. You'll get at least one email on that saying how to do that, what to do about online giving. If you've been giving online, you know how. There'll be instructions. But also, as of now, we are still getting mail, and if you wanted to mail in a check, that's also fine too. Last night, as elders, we met. We talked about a whole bunch of things. One of them is about the refresh campaign, that if you've been coming to church since January, we've been talking about. The decision was to suspend it, but really to pivot, and to pivot into something we are now calling a caring campaign. Caring campaign, because we know in the not too distant future, maybe already, maybe in the distant future, there's going to be a time where we're going to need to care for people in our congregation, perhaps people in our community who are struggling because of the current conditions. And so because of that, if you were thinking of giving and you had in your mind, in your heart to give, that is awesome. We would ask you to give generously to the campaign. At some point in the future, we'll have to reenact the refresh campaign. There are still things in the building that need done, but we think that this would be the appropriate thing. We are looking at how do we handle things with our congregants, and you'll be hearing more about that. The other thing we're thinking about, how can we help in the community? Maybe first responders, the medical community, people in grocery stores who are still going to work every day, even though people may or may not be walking into their stores infected and not even knowing it. So how can we help these people? We are still looking at that, but that's why we are pivoting to this caring campaign. With that, I know the normal reaction again, and we talked about this past Sunday when we talked about the Macedonian church in 2 Corinthians 8:9, is to have a scarcity mindset. I better hang on to everything, because if I don't, there may not be enough for me. But if you remember, the people in Macedonia first gave themselves to God and then to the work. And we would say, even in these times, to do the same thing. That's what we have for now. Again, you will be getting emails, all sorts of things. But I want to leave you with this. This was actually from one of our elders in an email he just sent out, I believe, this morning. Psalm 103, the latter half of Psalm 103. It's a Psalm of David. And he says, "As a father shows compassion to his children, so the Lord shows compassion to those who fear him. For he knows our frame. He remembers we're dust. As for man, his days are like grass. He flourishes like a flower of the field. For the wind passes over it, and it is gone, and its place knows it no more. But the steadfast love of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting on those who fear him, and his righteousness to children's children, to those who keep his covenant, and to remember to do his commandments. The Lord has established his throne in the heavens, and his kingdom rules over it. Bless the Lord, O you his angels, you mighty ones who do his word, obeying the voice of his word. Bless the Lord, all his hosts, his ministers who do his will. Bless the Lord, all his works, in all places of his dominion. Bless the Lord, O my soul. God bless you. We'll be talking to you soon.